Okay, once the truck arrives here, first of all, the truck goes and scales out, so we get an idea how much material is coming in. You typically have about 150 trucks a month coming into Python with a total of about 550 to 600,000 pounds. After the truck scales in, he comes back here and he dumps his material. At that time, we pick it up with a bobcat, put it into our hopper, goes up the conveyor into our sort line. Once the material comes up to the sort line, basically everyone here is sorting three different ways. We're sorting out the two types of plastic, your HDPE, your PET, and then the other two is be your tin and aluminum. Basically, the material comes up the line, goes down here, and these people are sorting for different bins. It ends up in a bin underneath here, which we then bale into other material. The material now comes down into here. Like I said, there's three different sorts of plastic. You have your HDPE milk jugs, which is just your natural. The natural is basically your milk containers and your bottled water containers, which would be in the 2.5 gallon containers or up. The second sort is your PET, which consists of basically your smaller water jugs and your pop containers. Then the third sort, which would be HDPE also, it's just your colored HDPE, which is a majority of laundry detergents and things like that in nature. Once the material is through the sort line, it gets baled, and we come out here and stage it into our baled area and gets ready for shipping. Basically, the PET is going mostly to Mohawk Plastic, where they're making either it's going into their carpeting or it's used for fiber fill. The milk jugs we're sending down to a company that is making plastic lawn edging, or again plastic planking, which is used in the construction industry. After the truck dumps in our plastic area, he comes out here and dumps his glass. He has three different dumps here. You have your clear pile, or white glass, and you have your brown glass, and then the third sort is your green and blue glass.
What happens to this glass?
This glass ends up going to a company called Anchor, and it's made into new glass at that time.
What kind of products do they do with it?
Anchor glass is basically making new glass bottles and jars out of it, which you will probably end up using again in another 3 or 4 months. Newspaper, cardboard, and boxboard that you leave out at the curbside, we allow the city to put all three of those together just because of the space on the truck. From here, it's dumped out here, and then we put it on our conveyor and we further sort it. We further sort it in here off our baler line, which we can show you in a moment. Once the stuff's on the line, we have to sort out the boxboard and the cardboard, which we further sort and make into cardboard bales and boxboard bales. So again, to accommodate the city, we do have to do a couple more sorts once the material gets to us. So that's basically what we're doing with this material here. Our baler, right now a bale is starting to be pushed out. Our bales weigh about 2,500 pounds on newspaper. So basically, here comes one advancing as we speak. Basically, when it reaches a certain length, the machine will automatically tie and push the bale out. Basically, these bales right here are coming off our sort line for storage until we ship it to end market. Typically, these bales average between 2,200 and 2,500 pounds. The newspaper we're getting through the city is typically going to a company called USG, where they're making ceiling tile out of it. Currently, the city is bringing in on average about 550,000 to 575,000 pounds of recycling per month. On average, you have about 65% newspaper, cardboard, boxboard. About 21% of it is glass, and the other 14% is tin, aluminum, and plastic. With your help, you can continue to grow that number, which would be very good for the environment, because right now, on average, the country's doing about 40% recycling about what they can be doing. So we have about 60% more to go.